This is Clint from the Farmer's Grove, and this is not at the Farmer's Grove. This is my house, part of my Zone 2 garden here at the house. And these are raised beds, but they're a little bit different. I want to show you what makes these different. I've got a buddy, Chip Davis, that has a plasma cutter that makes these for me, and I'm going to have his contact information at the bottom of YouTube. Please don't contact me about what they cost or anything like that. That's between you and him completely. I'm not involved in any of that. But I do want to show this because this is really cool, and I'm going to show some more over in the food forest at a different video. Now what I've done here is I'm just using design to have maximum amount of production in a square footage. But keep in mind from what you're seeing me do, if you expand this out probably more than 2 more rings than what I've got, you're going to start diminishing how you're going to work the land. So the way this works, where I'm standing is going to be dirt, and it's kind of like a flat herb spiral per se, but they're just raised beds. So there's going to be dirt that's going to go around through here, which I will take a measuring tape when we get everything done, and I'll show you how much space is in this space of growing. But I want to show you the beds more than anything else, because I'm going to show this after plants are growing in it, and you can kind of see how it looks, because it looks confusing now. Travis, once helping me film this, he thought it was a puzzle, and it kind of is in a way, but there's walkways and dirtways in here, and it goes out through there. But these are 12-inch 14 gauge steel. That's what these beds are. Now if you look right here, you've got 4 holes that he's cutting in with his plasma cutter that are the same on all of these, so it makes putting them together pretty well. Now all you see here I put together. Travis helped me on the last panel. I put all this together today, so it's fairly easy to do. The only hard part is when you get your first 2 or 3 panels together to get them flipped up and stand up. But once you get a bend in them, you can really rock and roll. Now the way you connect this is really genius. This is like a stake and a holding, whatever you want to call it, device that actually is what's on the back side of this. You'll see where those holes, this is driven in the ground, so it stays where you want it to. So you just match up the holes on your panel, you run the bolt through the hole here, put your nut on the back, you repeat the process, and then you can put this up very well. Now I've got beds over there that I've got to, after 6 years, they're completely crumbling. I mean, out of wood. So I'm going to eventually replace those beds with this, just because it lasts longer, it's easier, I get more depth, and it's going to work out a whole lot better. And I can do some really cool shapes with this. When this is planted and out in a couple of months, when I show you this again, you'll see just not only how functional it is, but also the coolness factor, just to make you kind of grin a little bit every time you look at it, which doesn't hurt anything. So all of this together is going to be dirt, walkway. I'm standing in dirt. That's going to be dirt, so I can walk around through this. And this tail out through here is going to be dirt out through there. But I'm going to have sweet potatoes and a whole bunch of stuff growing in it here directly. But the only thing about this design, the circular design where it's like a spiral going into it, when I was taking Jeff's PDC, he was saying if you were to do this on an acre, you would have so many square footage in production that it would be amazing if you could actually figure out what you could, but you would figure out how much is actually in production by doing this spiral pattern, because it's a very functioning pattern. But if you did it on an acre, you're probably going to walk about 2 miles before you got to the center bed. So it's not the most practical on a bigger scale, or when you get it out of scale, it becomes an issue instead of becoming an asset. So don't get crazy with these things on really big areas, or you're going to be doing a lot of walking just to get somewhere, because once you get plants in here, you're not going to be able to step over it the same. But I just wanted to show this raised bed system. It's really slick, it's very fast, it's permanent for a way longer than wood, probably 5 times as long as wood. It's simple to put up. You don't have to be a master engineer to do it. You can do square beds or whatever you want to do, but you can play around with design, which is part of permaculture, to figure out how to get you that extra footage in your grow beds, it's really difficult and time consuming to do with wood. So just want to show this before we put dirt in it and get plants in it.